Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. I'm walking down a trail along the river that I haven't walked down in quite some time. Maybe about a year's time or nearabouts, right? I don't think I'm wanted in here. They're circling and complaining. Got one right here, it's just tracing me, and one right back behind us. Maybe they're talking to each other, or they're screaming at me and pissed that I don't understand. Maybe they think I'm ignoring them. I'm not listening to their calls. See that buoy? There's a strong wind coming out of the southeast, something like that. Somewhat in my face. A little stronger here. Whew. It's a little after 4 right now. I tried to sit up on that log, put my foot on it, and jumped off because ants. My feet wet. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, it's kind of windy on the river, but not in town. This wind's not in the forecast, therefore. River's like a wind tunnel, right? So should be a nice afternoon. That's what we're doing. Fishing for cats here in the anchorage. Getting ants off my feet. Man, my goodness. You know, if I had shoes on, they would have infested me before I ever knew it. But luckily, I was wearing sandals and I caught it really quick. Felt stuff crawling on me, and then a bite and I was out of there. Yeah, you're right. So what's interesting about tonight, not supposed to be a lot of wind, but here it is, windy. It's supposed to drop to the low 60s tonight, and then as we get into the middle of the week, 50s. And then yeah, we're transitioning. Next week's going to be totally different, a lot cooler. Whew. Whew, I think I feel better. I think I'm ready to go. I think I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Yeah, totally going to be okay, because a foot or two consumed by ants is nothing compared to what I've had to live through in my life when I'm talking about ants. There's a lot of other things, right, that I could tell stories about, but ants, yeah. Of having some on my feet is nothing. Try waking up in a bed full of them and they're all over you, biting. That's not a camping story. That's not a nightmare in the tent. That's a morning waking up in Texas. I've lived in many houses when I was growing up in Texas that were infested with ants, fire ants, and they can just come into your house like nothing, like a tsunami of fire ants overnight. If you do one thing wrong, like leave a bowl that you were eating out of on the counter, boom, it's nothing but ants. You can't see the bowl anymore. You have to be super clean, or they're just going to show up. And you can spray and treat, think you've got it done, think they're away, boom, they come back. They just were on vacation. Fire ants. A foot or two is nothing. Try your whole body. with all that said, if you keep fighting, eventually you will win. But you got to fight. You got to treat. You got to become really, really clean, and you won't have ant problems anymore. I know people who live with bug problems and they just do nothing about it. They say, oh, it's not that bad. You know, I know people who have had bed bugs for the last 10 years or so, and it's so bad that even their truck is infested, and they just don't tell anybody. And then when you figure it out, they're like, oh, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. They're like the last person to realize they have a problem, right? You learn to live with some things, and sometimes that's a good thing, and other times you're just kidding yourself. You know, there's some things you shouldn't live with. Don't be that little dog in the house that's on fire having a cup of tea saying, oh, this is okay. Get up and do something about it. So here we are, maybe not the best conditions. We got questions that we want to answer. We've had several nights of colder temps. We've had a rise of the level. We're a little over 4 feet. Have we pushed the gaff tops out? Do we still have bull shark and other things right here in this river in front of us? What's the salinity count? Let's figure that out. We've got a bunch of gill this afternoon. I'm going to make use of this one right here for one bait right there. There's the headpiece, and then let's take a body piece. We can still get maybe 2 more pieces out of this. Not a really tiny bit, but we will go with a bigger and a smaller bait to start. I'm taking the gut pocket off just because there's a camp of people who think it attracts smaller fish, but also it just makes it just a smaller bait, and then you can use this. But yeah, smaller fish do like it. That, and you can leave it on and it'll still work. For this headpiece, we're going to use this 8/0 octopus style circle hook here. For the smaller piece, a 6/0 octopus hook. As you can see, I have a steel leader here on this one and the other one. These are the rigs that I was using when I was previously here. So we're going to go ahead and keep with the steel leader. We may still have bull shark. Be kind of cool if we do, kind of cool if we don't. Be really cool if we can get sizable blue cats out of here. It'd be really cool if we get all that big blue cats and bull shark and no gaff top. But we're going to get what we're going to get. Let's get at it. Big bait will go out first. Wow, there was a lot of resistance from the wind. When I first rolled up to the spot, I saw a crew boat running at a high speed between the bank and the ships in the anchorage, right? And this one out in front of us making that whiny noise, that is an ocean going barge right there, and towboat for it. It's why the barge is so high up, and you know why it looks so thick. I hear a crew boat coming, and one of my worries is because of the wind that the crew boats are going to keep running back and forth, but they're never like that busy, right? Like just constantly running back and forth, but it is something to be mindful of. Sometimes there can be issues, big wakes from that if they're running fast or they come into your line. This is not typically an anchorage where rude things like that happen. I've never had a crew boat run right into my lines here. Other places, yes, especially when it's a crew boat without lights running in the middle of the night at high speed. close to the bank, not even realizing that the person with the headlamp standing there is a fisherman, and we're in an area where people always fish. But yeah, dumb stuff happens, and usually it's a dumb person at the steering wheel, but not always. Fortunately, I don't believe we have dumb people driving the crew boats in this anchorage. I believe they're actually subscribers and fans, so I'm not calling you dumb. And I know that you know that I'm here because I was just waving at you when you came through. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they know who I am, most of them. So I don't expect any problems like that. However, if they're, for safety reasons, running between the ships, just be wary when they're doing that. It's going to cause a bigger wake because look, the wind is putting the ships so close to us. So that means if the crew boats are running in between here, between us and the ships, they're closer to us and the wake is going to be much bigger. I mean, this is all pretty smart stuff, but you'd be surprised. Look down at the rocks. So you can tell where the rocks are wet and dry. That doesn't necessarily mean that where they're dry, that's as high as the tide's coming up, and where they're wet, that's because of the tide. Could mean that, but in this scenario, it means this is where the wakes are crashing. Where the rocks are dry, it's not crashing any higher than that. So be careful, don't set up where it's wet because you're going to get wet. It doesn't mean that the tide just went out really quick. That means those guys are getting wet constantly from a wake. Off in the distance behind me, I hear the noise of a chain. It's either getting pulled or it's getting dropped, but it's a giant chain. As I turn and look back there, I can't tell you if it's this one right here doing it or if it's much further down on the other side of it. But what I can tell you is that ship did not disappear, the cruise ship. It was hiding behind that tanker right there. So easy when you're down here fishing the southern reaches of the Mississippi River to become a gongoozler, a lollygagger. But I have to stay steadfast in my post on this vlog as a line watcher. Because I want to catch fish. I'm here to catch fish. But it is a benefit of being here, watching the ships come and go. Carnival Liberty. Give me liberty or give me death, but not that liberty. Well, you can give me a fish too. This is that smaller bait. This feels decent right now, but it could always change. Whoa. Things could always change. Let's change the angle. Fish feel bigger when they're in the current. We have a little bit of current today. Ooh, that's a nice downward pull. What are you? Big gaff top maybe? There's a lot of head shakes. Gaff top have a signature head shake pattern. It's like a machine gun, I call it many times. The machine gun head shake. It's just a series of repetitive head shakes you'll feel, like boom, 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 wobble, wobble, wobble. Here we go. Here's our fish. It's not too big, but feisty. They're right here in front of us. See it? Oh, it's a gaff top, just like I thought. But it's a good size one. All right, that's it. I'm gone. They're still here. Yeah, you're right. That'll do it for me. Just wanted to come down here, check it out, see where we're at. Golf tap, dip, dap, derp. Just kidding, I'm not going anywhere. Maybe if we keep catching them after about 6 or so, I'll go. I'm just gonna flip him off right here. Got up just in time. There's Liberty's wake. What do you think the correct pronunciation of that is? Sapphira? Sapphire? Well, I believe it's Sapphira that's making that noise, and I think they might be taking off. I could be wrong, but they seem to be drifting a little bit. Yeah, I think it is them. I think they're embarking. Embarking takes a long time here. Okay. I didn't feel like getting off the log. Are you still there? Yes. Maybe the same. I don't know. I don't feel the machine gun head shakes quite yet. I think I feel them now. I don't know. Yes, there we go. Signature head shakes. That's the gaff top way. Machine gun. Oh! No bites on this other rod yet. I haven't been here that long. It's just now like 20 after 5. Smaller gaff top. Come here, come here, come here. Ah, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm in that kind of mood. Ah, nah. I wanted to avoid the membrane, the goo. I got some on me anyway. Still in the process of getting out of here. Sapphira is, not myself, not quite yet. It's quite expensive to disembark, to get out of here in one of those ships. The fuel, you got to spend a lot of money on the fuel if you need it. And then you got to spend a lot of money on the river pilot every time, coming or going up into this river. Pricey. And then there's the other things. You might need to get service. You might need stuff to be brought to you by these crew boats from services down there. You might need tug services. All kinds of things. Pricey, pricey. It can be expensive to leave Louisiana. Look at this. Look at that. That's just a fin that I dropped when I nipped it off the bait. It's covered. I just see ants. Do you see a fin? Well, let's go with that one. Maybe if I keep feeding them fins, they won't come for me. I tell you what, let's leave the gut pocket on. See, this is what I'm worried about. My line is sunk. Hopefully I'm correct, it's sunk a good ways. And my other line, he shouldn't cause any issues. He's waving at us, giving us the thumbs up. Somebody did in there. All right, no issues. Possibly could give us a bite on either one of these baits, but definitely going to throw. Look what he's throwing up on us. I'm just happy it's just water and not puke, but he's really throwing up on us. Throwing a weight, causing, oh man, causing this drift to go nuts. He caused me to have so much more of a drift on this bait I just put out. Hopefully it stops and doesn't get any closer to this one over here. I hate it when that happens. It's not the spaghetti I like to eat. Well, hopefully that's not what's going to happen. When you get back up here on the log, let's resume my post. Watch these rods. Just wait for the next gaff top. So if there's still a bunch of gaff top in here, chances are there's still bull shark, because they kind of leave it with each other. We need colder water. Obviously we're not there. Look, are we drifting or is that a bite? The last rod is kind of bouncing a little bit, not really saying bite yet. We'll hang out right back here to where we can watch it. But keep your eye on it. Any second, bang, just start going down. Something's messing with it. That could be a stingray, or it could be it's still drifting and the lead is bouncing. Hard to say. Okay. It seems to be stable now. I gotta get off the log for a second. Keep an eye on that for me, guys. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you watching me do this? You're supposed to be watching the rods. What's wrong with you? Come on. Eyes over here. I think we're getting a really shy bite on that last rod. I just saw it, the tip just shake just a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, see that? Yeah. Are you gonna get violent? You gonna show us some fun? I think it's a little fish. He might be hooked. Want me to walk over there and try to get him? Maybe, huh? Yeah, I think I will. Let's just see what it is. I'm thinking we're probably going to end up with a stingray eventually. I want to get this fish up out of here because we're starting to drift closer to the other line. And like I said, it's not the spaghetti I want right now. Do I want spaghetti at all, though? I don't know. I was thinking about it the other night. I was watching Space Dandy and they were looking for the Phantom Ramen, and started to get a craving. I thought, I don't have ramen, I have spaghetti though. Okay, so there's no fish here. Let's see, we just got a bunch of harassment. We'll go ahead and fix this up a little bit, put it right back out, and hopefully we won't have that same issue where we're drifting really close to this line and we end up with braided spaghetti. One thing I will say, The wind has changed just a little bit, but it still looks rough out there. Like an old black and white television with a broken antenna. Space Dandy is an anime. It was done by the same dude who did Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo. I think that may have been his last and third. I think that was his last series that he worked on, and his third. The last rod, the rod I just put out, still on a drift. So we might see it do a few things. Definitely don't want to write that off as just a drift, because you can get a bite when you're drifting. But many times when the rod's in position and the bait is drifting with the lead, we'll get a little bit of a bounce on the tip, right? Oh, we got something that time. Picking up fish now, or picking up bites on the drift. Seems to be a lot of action, but it's all gaff top, right? So headpiece this time. Maybe Saphira over there isn't disembarking. I thought they were. They were making so much noise. Could still be on their way out. I made a mistake earlier with the time. I thought it was 20 after 5. I think it was not, because it is just now 5:30. Oh, yeah. Gaff Top Town, that's where we're at. I think we're getting a bite from that little crew boat that just went by. Getting a bite on this headpiece. The other headpiece I have out hasn't been touched. It's got to be about the location of where these baits are. Where we keep putting this one bait here. It's just, oh, look at that. It just seems like it's right in Gaff Top Town. Well, I thought you were on, but maybe you're not. Maybe you are. Yeah, there we go. Well, this has got a good bit of a fight. Not a big fight, but it's got some fight. Running right over here. It's right out in front of me. It's not huge. It's just got a good fight. Oh. Yep, it is straight up gaff top town out there today still. Wow, they're just running back and forth in here. Yeah, you're right. I'm done. I just wanted to come down here and check it out, see where we're at. We are in Gaff Top Town is where we're at. Yeah, you're right. Also, I want to take off early while we still have light, because there's a brand new obstacle that I have to get the bike up and around, and I don't like doing it in the dark. It's not fun, even though I have light. So yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel, and I will see you next time.